Hi guys, welcome to another episode of our Bible stories. So today we'll be talking about a young man who God used to deliver the Israelites out of the hands of their enemy, and how God can use just a few. He doesn't need a lot of persons, he just needs just a few persons to be able to deliver us from the hands of our enemies. So, but in this story, I won't be mentioning the name of the main character, but you would go into the comment section and type in the name of the main character, so I know that you are good Bible students. So let's get into the story. So the Israelites, who were the chosen people of God, had this pattern where they would worship other idols, they worship other gods after God have delivered them from the hands of their enemy. And when they do that, God would allow their enemies to come back and attack them. So they had gone back to the worship of idols, and because of that, God allowed the Midianites to oppress them. So these Midianites would go into their farms, go into their warehouses, and they would scatter all their crops. They would destroy their crops and destroy everything, their foods and all that. And they did this for 7 years. So this made the Israelites to become very poor and impoverished because they couldn't save food. They had little food to sustain themselves, and they had to cry out to God for help. When they cried out, our merciful Father heard their cry and sent a prophet to go to them and tell them to return back to him and let go of the worship of those idols. So after the prophet had gone out to speak to the Israelites, God knew he needed a man that would deliver them out of the hands of their oppressors. So one day, the angel of the Lord appeared to this young man while he was threshing wheat. So he was hiding behind a rock to thresh wheat. So these their oppressors, the Midianites, will not see him and destroy his crops. While he was there, the angel of the Lord appeared to him and told him that the Lord is with you, thou mighty man of valor. When this angel said this to this young man, he was surprised and was like, sorry, the Lord is with me. If the Lord is with us, then why am I here? Why is this thing happening to us? Why am I hiding to thresh with? Where is that God that our fathers had told us about, that parted the Red Sea, that brought down the walls of Jericho with a shout, that parted Jordan? Where is that God? If that God is alive, then why are we suffering in the hands of the Midianites? So after he expressed his grievance, expressed his annoyance, and all to this angel, the angel of the Lord replied to him and said that, yes, you would go with this your might. You see this energy with which you're using to ask me questions, you would go with it and you're going to deliver your people out of the Midianites. When this angel told him this, he was like, me, I am from a very poor family. My family is even the poorest in our kindred. And even in my family, I am the least person. I am the smallest. So how is it possible that I would be the one to deliver a whole Israel out of the hand of the Midianites? So when he said this, the angel of the Lord replied to him and said that the Lord would be with him and will grant him victory over the Midianites. When the angel told him this, he then said that he needs a sign to know that this is coming from God. He told the angel that he should wait for him to bring a sacrifice, and then the angel should show him a sign that this is coming from God. So he went and brought an animal and bread and dropped it before the angel. When he dropped it before the angel used his staff and placed on it, and immediately fire came up and consumed the sacrifice. When this happened, this young man became so afraid. He was like, wow, I've been in the presence of an angel of the Lord and I didn't know. So he became afraid and started asking the angel for mercy not to kill him. So the angel told him that he wouldn't kill him, but what he should do is to go and destroy the altar of Baal. That's the idol that they were worshiping. He should destroy it. So when he told him this, this young man went in the night and he destroyed the altar of Baal. The next morning, when people came out and saw that that altar had been destroyed, the people of the land, they were so angry and they were asking who destroyed it, who destroyed the altar of Baal, that the person should come out and the person would be killed. So after making inquiries, they found out that it was this young man that destroyed the altar, and they called his father to call him out so that they would kill him. But when the father came out, the father said that, why are you people trying to fight for your God? If your God is that powerful, why is he not? He should know who destroyed this altar and he should kill the person. Why do you need to bring the person out? If your God is that powerful, if he has eyes, then he should see and know who destroyed his altar. So after the father said this, the people had no response to give to him. So this young man came out and supported his father and said, yes, if your God is strong enough, then he should be able to kill whosoever destroyed his altar. So when he was saying this, the Spirit of God came upon him and he blew trumpets and called for soldiers to come with him to go and defeat their enemies. That's the Midianites that were oppressing them. So when he called for it, 32,000 men came out. Yes, 32,000 men came out to go on a battle with him. They all came out and they were ready to go for a battle with him to fight against the Midianites who have been oppressing them. So when this happened, this young man was at a point where, oh, there are a lot of people behind me. I need to be sure that this battle we are going to have victory. So he called on to God and asked God that, God, I need a sign. I need a sign to know that you grant me victory if I go for this battle against the Midianites. And he then told God that he's going to keep a woolen cloth outside, and that if he comes in the morning and the woolen cloth is soaked with dew, but every other place around the woolen cloth is dry, then he would know that God will grant him victory for the battle. So he went in to sleep that night, kept the woolen clothes, and when he came in the morning, that's the next morning, he went to check and he saw that the woolen clothes which he kept outside was drenched with dews, the morning dews, but the surrounding of the ground where he kept the woolen clothes was dried. So he was like, wow, that this is a sign that God has granted us victory. So he then said, God, please, please, I need another sign. I need one more sign in case there's someone that came and poured water upon that woolen clothes to make it seem like that's the sign. That, Lord, I want it to be that let everywhere around the woolen cloth be wet, but let the woolen cloth be dried by morning. Let everywhere, let me see dew around the woolen cloth, but let the woolen cloth be dry when I come the next morning. So the next morning he went out, he checked the woolen cloth. The woolen cloth was dried, but the ground surrounding the woolen cloth was wet. So at that point, he knew that truly God was with him, because God had shown him two signs that he was going to grant him victory over this army. So he then called up all these 32,000 men and told them to get ready, that they were going to the valley to go and fight against the Midianites. So they went up and started their journey. While they were on their way, God spoke to this young man. Go to the comment section and put in the name of this young man so that I know that you're following. Yeah. So God spoke to this young man and told him that, you see these 32,000 men, they are too much. I can't work with these people, because if I allow you to go with 32,000 men, your people, the Israelites, will feel that they got victory by their own hands. They will feel that it is their strength, it is the number of soldiers they had that gave them victory, that these men are too much, you need to reduce them. So when God spoke to this young man, when God said that to this young man, he then announced to all the men and told them that if any of you here has any iota of doubt or fear about this journey we are going to, go back home now. So it was more of him saying that if you're scared that we will not defeat these people, if you're scared that God is not with us, stop here, go back home to your family. I do not want anybody who has fear in him to be on my army. So when he made this announcement, 22,000 of these men went back home because they were scared. 22,000 of them out of 32,000 were very fearful. So they went back home and it was just 10,000 men left. So this young man and these 10,000 men continued the journey to go and war against the Midianites. But while they were on the way, God spoke to him again and told him that these 10,000 men, they are still too much for me to use. They are too much for me to use. I still need to reduce their number. So God told him that he should send them to a stream, and when they get to the stream, he would direct him on the number, the people he would choose to go on this battle with him. So this young man took these people to a stream because they had gone a long journey, took them to a stream to drink water and regain strength. And when they were on the stream, God told him that he should separate the ones that kneel down, that anyone that kneels down to drink water, he should separate them from the ones that drinks water on their feet. That's the one that scoops the water standing up. So this man separated the ones that knelt down by the stream to drink water from the ones that stood and scooped the water and drank it. And the ones that knelt down were over 9,000, while the ones that scooped the water standing up were just 300. So God told him that it is just those 300 men that he would work with. Those are the men that he would give him victory over the Midianites with. So God asked him to send back these men home, that send back the ones that knelt down to take water from the stream. And he sent back the over 9,000 men, and he was just left with 300. At that point, God knew that this man would lose courage, because imagine starting with 32,000 men and God reduced the number to just 300. So imagine what he would think, how he would think that, oh, he'll be wondering, how can 300 men, is God sure? Is God sure that he can grant us victory with just 300 men? So when God knew that, God knowing that this man could lose courage, he told him that he should go with one of his men to the camp of the Midianites. He should sneak into their camp and he would hear what they are saying. So this man took one of his soldiers and they sneaked into the camp of the Midianites. And while they were there, they saw two men talking, two of the Midianite soldiers. They were having a conversation, and one was narrating his dream to the other. So he was telling that one how he dreamt of a mighty bread falling on top of the camp of the Midianites and destroying it. So the other man then interpreted the dream, saying that that mighty bread is the sword of this young man. That is the sword of the man heading the Israelite army, that God has given him victory over the Midianites. So when this young man heard this, go to the comment section and put in the name of this man. Is a very popular story in the Bible, so you should know the name of this man. So when he heard this conversation between the two men, he gained courage. He was so encouraged and he worshipped God. After worshiping God, he went back to his soldiers and he told them that they should get ready, that God had given them victory over the Midianites, that what they would do is whatever he does, they should do. That if he blows trumpet, they should blow trumpet and say, for God and for his sword. So they just did exactly what he told them to do. And when they blew the trumpet, these other army, that's the army of their enemies, when they heard the trumpet, they became scared. They became so afraid and started running. So that was how these the Israelite army and this young man, they were able to go after those other people, and they defeated them. God granted them victory with just three 300 men. 300 men, just 300 men. God granted them victory. And that was how their oppression ended. Yes. So we can see how God can use just a little. He doesn't need much. He doesn't need much to work in our lives, so that all the glory would be unto him. Yes. So thank you for watching this video. Go to the comment section and put down the name of this person, of this young man. Thank you once again for watching this video. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and turn up your notification button so you know when new videos pop up. Bye.